For the longest time, I've measured creativity by what it could become. A video to upload, a project to finish, a number to chase, something useful, something productive. Somewhere along the way, I forgot what it felt like to create, simply because it made my heart feel alive. Lately, I've been feeling burnout. Not because I don't love making videos anymore. I do, but somewhere between deadlines and thumbnails and wondering if this upload would finally be the one after 6 years. I realized I had slowly stopped making things just for the joy of making them. At the beginning of this year, I wrote that every year seems to have a lesson waiting for me. I usually don't understand it while it's happening. It isn't until the end of the year that everything starts to make a little more sense. Like God was quietly tying a bow around moments I didn't realize belonged to the same story. Last year was about friendship. This year, I think it's been about healing. Healing has looked a lot differently than I expected. It hasn't been one big breakthrough. It's been learning to slow down, learning to let people in, learning that not everything valuable has to be productive. Maybe creativity is part of that healing too. So this is the creative project. Not because I'm trying to become the world's best scrapbooker or crocheter or painter or whatever idea I decide to try next, but because there are so many little projects I've dreamed about for years that I've been waiting for when life slows down. I'm beginning to think that life never really slows down. We just decide what's worth making time for. So for a little while, I'm choosing to create without asking whether it'll perform well, to make something with my hands before asking what the algorithm thinks, to remember what it feels like to be a beginner again. And maybe that's the funny part. I'm making these projects for me, but maybe in the process they'll help me become a better storyteller too. Because the stories I want to tell have never really been about coffee shops or scrapbooks or tiny houses. They always seem to be about becoming a better version of myself. So here's to making beautiful things that don't need a purpose beyond bringing us joy. Here's to finding our way back to the parts of ourselves we accidentally left waiting. I wonder what I'll create next. I have started this clip over like 5 times because cars keep going by and it's so loud and I can't talk to you and then I lose my train of thought. But anyway, hang on, Rebecca texted me. I miss you. You aren't responding to me and I think it's stupid. I'm so sorry. Rebecca, I'm sorry. I will talk to you as soon as I talk to my people. But anyway, I told her I was having a scrapbooking picnic and I'm having a great time. Let me just start with that, okay? This is so fun. But anyway, so I just finished my like little page where we went to the movies. Every time we go to the movies, me and Rebecca always get a photo booth picture together. I think we're like 4 or 5 now. And then I saved our movie tickets. And just, yeah. And then I have a little picture of my sunflower that Rebecca gave me. I told her to buy me something pretty, and she ordered me a little sunflower, and I love it. But anyway, so I put a picture of that in my scrapbook. But anyway, here's another car coming. While that car comes, I'm going to re-glue this corner down because it's not sticking. Where's my glue stick? So scrapbooking was one of those things that I done a lot with my Nana when I was little. And honestly, we just done anything that was crafty with our hands. If we weren't outside playing in the woods or going hunting or fishing or jumping around in some mud holes, like if we was not doing something like that, we were inside making crafts. And we, as in me and my brother. But yeah, so we just had such a good childhood, and it was my favorite thing whenever we were at our mom's. And I was just getting to hang out with my grandparents. Endless hours, endless crafting, and I love it. So I've really wanted to get back into scrapbooking for the past few years. And is that a bug? Probably. And so I just never, really made the time for it or anything like that. And so last year, I bought this scrapbook from Amazon. I think it was like $10. And I'm just so glad that I did. Even though I didn't get into it last year, it has been my favorite hobby. And I will literally, sometimes I will just come home from work, sit down in the middle of my bed, work on my scrapbook, and it'll be like 3 or 4 hours later. And I'm just like, where did the time go? But it's just like one of those things I can really turn my brain off, and just do something with my hands. I love it. Anyway, so this page, I picked out this paper. It looks like a picnic blanket, which is very fitting because we're having a little scrapbook picnic. And this is going to be all of the pictures of my little babies from the other day. We got to babysit them last week for a couple days. And it's been so much fun. One of my favorite things to do whenever I was little was just wear my swimsuit everywhere. And I just thought it was so cool that my mom would let me wear my swimsuit and just play in the bathtub for hours. And, one moment. There's so many cars. I want to live in the middle of 100 acres where I can't hear cars. That is my goal in life, if you're wondering. Dear future husband, take me far away from the road. Anyway, I'm gonna have a commune one day with my best friend of our families, and it's gonna be great. So, we were cleaning my bathroom, and she was like, Baba, I really want to wear my... They call me Baba, because she couldn't say Madison whenever she was a baby. So she started calling me Baba, and I love it so much. But anyway, she was like, Baba, I really want to wear my swimsuit and swim in the bathtub. And I was like, dude, sick, okay? So she asked me if she could do that, and I was like, of course. That was one of my favorite things to do when I was little, so it's just so funny that she asked me to do, like, the same exact thing. So I have a picture of her in the bathtub in her swimsuit.